Great to have you with us. Now, Deputy Ranking Member on Parliament's Legal Affairs Committee, Dr. Dominic Kayine, is pushing for a suspension of the debate on the approval of Martin Amidu as special prosecutor. Let's take you live now to Parliament. We'll go to Parliament in a moment to bring you that debate live here on Joy News today. But in the meantime, it's been 24 months since they completed their training in nursing, but they are yet to land their first jobs. This is because they have been bonded by government. The graduate nurses feel discriminated against because they claim a number of their mates have been employed already. To register their displeasure about the continuous indifferent posture of government towards their unemployed status, the Coalition of Unemployed Nurses picketed as the Health Ministry this morning to impress on governments to give them jobs. My colleague Maxwell Agbagba has more.
This is the Ministry of Health compound. One compound, two different things happening. This group actually is the coalition of unposted government nurses, and they are here because they say that their colleagues, private nurses, are embarking, have been engaged in this data capture exercise, which means that they will be posted very soon. They are angry because they completed school in 2015 and they are yet to be posted, and that is why they are here. They've been here yesterday, they are here today, and they are still protesting. So this is what is going on. This is not a full number. I'm told that some of them at the Fort Sutherland Children's Park, they are there because yesterday some police officers came here and they claim that they were manhandled by the police officers. A lot of the workers here are not too excited about this situation because it doesn't really create a conducive atmosphere for them to work here. Let's get close up and speak to some of them right now.
Since our year of completion, we completed 2016. And we have submitted several petitions to the ministry concerning our posting, and they have given us sick promises every day that we come. They will say that they are working on our things, they are working on our issues. Every day, that's why they keep us telling us. We came out with a press release that we want them to state clearly that when are we going to be posted. So in the evening, the police came and beat us and sacked us here. So we slept somewhere. Two of us are in the hospital.
Wait, you said two of you guys
are in the hospital currently, and one was with the police. The police commander himself was also.
That report was by Maxwell Agbagba. Now, he's also been speaking to the Health Minister, Kweku Agyeman-Manu, who says he is unable to give a timeline on when the Finance Ministry will be done with this financial clearance before the employment of some of the 2016 batch of nurses trained in government institutions.
I don't understand what is happening. Throughout last year, there was picketing, a lot of it, from month to month. The argument was the fact that they were bonded people in school, and therefore the government was compelled to recruit them after school. In that respect, the previous government was compelled to recruit only them without taking cognizance of those who are attending private nursing schools. These are schools that have been accredited by the National Accreditation Board. And after school, they have the same certificates and professional practicing certificates from the Nurses and Midwifery Council, so that they are on equal basis. But just because one group attended public schools, they claim that they are like royals, and so those from the private schools should not be employed whilst they were sitting home. Now, they sought audience with the president. I was called to the Flagstaff House. I explained the matter, but I assured the president that this year, this bonded clause will no more be in the system. So we will treat all of them on the same platform because we have the same certificates. Irrespective of which school that you attended, you can now apply to get a job. Yeah. It is this data capture exercise that started, and then all of a sudden those who claim they went to public schools and have all rights and privileges to be employed over the others. Yesterday I was in here. In the afternoon when I came back from Kolebu, there was a mayhem here, and no amount of persuasion will convince them to go away.
Find out. So these people, this batch completed in the year 2016,
yes.
And they're saying they've had many meetings with you, and they were sure that it will be posted very soon.
So they should wait. They are sure that they will be posted very soon, right? Yeah. But before you finished and you got that assurance, some people had been assured earlier.
So is the financial clearance bit the only thing delaying the process for the 2016 batch right now?
No, nothing is delaying it. The only thing is that we want to find out those who are sat home for nearly 5 years, whether they are still waiting for jobs or not. We don't want to leave them behind.
Yeah. So for the 2016 batch, by middle of...
For them, I don't see their problem. I don't want
how soon?
Let me tell you honestly. Yeah. Now, I will do an application to finance. I think I've even got a draft, request there. I don't control finance and their timing and what they will do. Last year, from experience, at times they give financial clearance and it will take effect in 3 months. Yeah. Right? Because they are running the budget. And when you're implementing budget, you want to make sure that you don't have overruns in certain quarters. And I don't speak for them, so I can control them. So if I tell you that I can give benchmarks, I don't think I'll be getting it right.
Okay.
Expect more on this issue in later bulletins. Now, though it is a remote settlement in the heart of one of the country's rich forest areas, cost of living is unbearable. The most reliable and regular means of transport to and from the community is motorcycle. Residents cannot wear white clothes for fear of them being discolored. This is the plight of inhabitants of Kutukrum, one of the country's cocoa growing and mining communities located in the Nzima East District of the Western region. Joy News' MFA Etiama Ali traveled on that stretch and reports the state of the long, narrow, winding and dusty stretch could cause lots of health problems to residents if not fixed soon.
Kutukrum is a cocoa growing community. A good number of the youth also engage in small-scale mining in the area, which is situated behind Prestia. For a first-time traveler like me from Accra, the 9-hour journey was nothing less than a drudgery. The road to Kutukrum caught my attention after my 8.5-hour trip ended at Prestia. The 30-minute distance seemed forever. Normally, scenes of Galamsey activities would have been the most prominent story to be told by any journalist on his or her first visit to this town, but not in this case. The state of the narrow and winding road is more gripping. It is the only link to and from Kutukrum. When it is dry, as it is in this particular case, the red dust is blinding. Motorists must drive with caution, keeping a good distance to prevent ramming into the rear of traffic ahead. Those that manage to avoid any collision, some way somehow suffer various breakages, leaving their passengers stranded in the middle of the forest. When it rains, drivers are better off staying put than attempting any trip. In cases of emergencies, the passenger bears the cost at very astronomical rates. In such cases, it is the motorbike riders who become handy.
Say if in the case of millions of people because of our living plan ourselves, we have a war.
Amma has been living in Kutukrum for the past 11 years. She hails from Swedro. She came to Kutukrum to seek greener pastures because of the mining activities here. Sadly for Amma, life in Kutukrum has turned out to be more expensive than she thought. Even foodstuff, Amma says, is very expensive due to the poor road.
I want to see this out of the year. As long as I want to see Sekoto and Madame. And easy. And now Bokotonam, and now 5 since I told Tapan. You want Tapan as a Tapan in my body by a Pahasin, and now my ton was in. And Refiden, and now my pay, see, yes, you are 3 days. And one Anna, and one in answer. The Aka with us will come on your man, so you can. And you want to make a grow, me go Pistia. We free one, but now who food through? I found an opossum.
For residents of Kutukrum, if there's any development they need as a people, fixing the red, dusty, narrow, winding stretch is their most pressing need at the moment. Emefa Ewenam Atiamwa Eli. For Joy News, Kutukrum, Western Region.